The year is 1942. America reels from the devastating attack on Pearl Harbor. Morale is low. The nation needs a hero. Enter Lieutenant Colonel James Doolittle and 80 brave airmen. Their mission: bomb the Japanese mainland. A seemingly impossible task. Their weapons: 16 modified B-25 bombers. Their launch pad, the aircraft carrier USS Hornet. This is the story of the Doolittle Raid, a daring act of retaliation that stunned the world and changed the course of World War II. The raid was a gamble, a long shot, but it was a gamble America had to take. The attack on Pearl Harbor had left the U.S. Navy reeling. Japan seemed unstoppable, a force sweeping across the Pacific. The Doolittle Raid, audacious and unexpected, was a chance to strike back, to show Japan that America would not be cowed. It was a chance to boost American morale and plant seeds of doubt in the hearts of the enemy. The surprise attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, left America wounded but not broken. The devastation was immense, but the spirit of the nation remained unyielding. The nation, united in grief and anger, sought retribution. Across the country, people rallied together, determined to fight back and defend their homeland. The Japanese, emboldened by their victory, continued their rampage across the Pacific, seizing territory after territory. The Philippines fell, Singapore fell, the relentless advance seemed unstoppable. The Dutch East Indies fell. Each conquest brought the enemy closer to their goal of dominance in the Pacific. The American people looked on in horror, their fear palpable. The news of each defeat spread dread and uncertainty across the nation. The once mighty U.S. Pacific Fleet lay in ruins, a stark reminder of the enemy's power. The situation seemed hopeless, with the fleet's wreckage symbolizing the dire straits America found itself in. It was against this backdrop of despair that the idea for the Doolittle Raid emerged, a daring plan that would change the course of the war. The raid was conceived as a way to strike back at the Japanese homeland, to show them that America could and would retaliate. It was a bold statement of defiance. The plan was risky, even reckless. It required meticulous planning and unwavering courage from those involved. It involved launching land-based bombers from the deck of an aircraft carrier, something that had never been done before. The audacity of the plan was matched only by the bravery of the men who would execute it. But the potential rewards outweighed the risks. Success would send a powerful message to both allies and enemies. A successful raid would be a much-needed morale booster for the American people and a blow to Japanese confidence. It would prove that America was far from defeated and ready to fight back with all its might. The Doolittle Raid was a testament to American ingenuity and daring, a bold response to the attack on Pearl Harbor. The plan was audacious: launch 16 B-25 bombers, each carrying a crew of 5, from the relatively short deck of an aircraft carrier, something that had never been attempted before. The B-25S, typically land-based bombers, were modified for the mission. These modifications were crucial for the success of the raid. They were stripped down to reduce weight and equipped with additional fuel tanks to extend their range, allowing them to reach their distant targets. The USS Hornet, a brand new aircraft carrier, was chosen to carry the bombers. This choice was strategic, as the Hornet had the capacity and the capability to support such a daring mission. Her deck, while still too short for a conventional takeoff, offered the best chance of success. The challenges were immense, and the risks were high. The B-25S had never been launched from a carrier before, making this a historic and unprecedented endeavor. The crews, led by the experienced Lieutenant Colonel Doolittle, trained intensely for the mission, practicing short takeoffs and low-level flying. Secrecy was paramount and every detail was meticulously planned. The mission was so sensitive that even the crews were not told their target until they were at sea. This level of secrecy was necessary to ensure the element of surprise. The fate of the nation rested on their shoulders. They knew the importance of their mission and the impact it could have on the war. The pressure was immense, but the airmen were determined to succeed. Their courage and determination would become a symbol of hope and resilience for the entire nation. On April 18, 1942, the USS Hornet, carrying the 16 B-25 bombers, steamed towards Japan. This daring mission, known as the Doolittle Raid, was a bold response to the attack on Pearl Harbor. The tension on board was palpable. Every crew member knew the stakes were incredibly high. The crews, knowing the risks they faced, meticulously prepared for their mission. Their target, Tokyo, the heart of the Japanese Empire. The plan was to launch the bombers hundreds of miles from the Japanese coast, bomb their targets, and then fly onto friendly airfields in China. It was a plan that required precision and courage. The mission was fraught with danger. The bombers had to navigate enemy territory with limited fuel and no guarantee of a safe landing. If detected, the Hornet and her escorts would be sitting ducks for the Japanese fleet. The risk of being caught was ever present. As the Hornet approached the planned launch point, disaster struck. The mission's secrecy was compromised. A Japanese patrol boat spotted the task force, raising the alarm. The element of surprise was lost. The mission's success now hung in the balance. Doolittle made the fateful decision to launch the raid early, even though the bombers would be short on fuel. It was a gamble that could cost them dearly. One by one, the B-25S roared off the deck of the Hornet, their engines struggling to gain enough speed for takeoff. The sight was both awe-inspiring and nerve-wracking. The airmen, their hearts pounding with adrenaline and fear, set course for Japan. Each mile brought them closer to their target and further from safety. Their target lay ahead, a beacon of hope and a symbol of defiance. The raid would go down in history as a testament to their bravery and resolve.